welcome back to Miami Miles. My name is Mickey. In this video, I'm going to review with you what I've learned from Rivian's S1 filing with the SEC. Now, in case you guys don't know, Rivian's about to go public, and they're about to be valued at $80 billion. You know what the CEO is going to be doing at the strip club? Anyways, guys, look, I want to go through the 5 things that I think are valuable for you to know, especially those of you that have your reservation like me. Because I wanted to understand, hey, I'm about to put all this money into a car, but how is this car going to treat me as a consumer? Is it going to have good service, good charging? Is it going to deliver on its promise of being the ultimate adventure vehicle? Well, we're about to find out. Anyways, let's get right into it. Number 1, performance and engine configurations. Yeah, Johnny, you know Mickey. Mickey only cares about slapping the accelerator, a little, and having the car tear my face off of my skull. That's what I love. And for those of you that don't know, the existing Rivian models that are coming out have upwards of 800 horsepower and 900 pound-feet. And powering that horsepower are 4 electric motors surrounding all 4 corners of the car. Ultimately, guys, this car will provide unparalleled levels of torque vectoring, unparalleled levels of acceleration for a car of this size amongst, guys, don't be hating, amongst the cars that are out there in the marketplace. So here's what I read that's extremely interesting in the S1 filing. In the future, we intend to offer more drive system options, such as dual or tri-motor all-wheel drive, as well as higher performance quad motor configurations. This means that we're going to get an ultra expensive plaid-like R1S and R1T, and those things are going to complete obviously with the Model X and the Cybertruck. And then on the cheap end, we're going to get a cost-effective, probably $40,000 to $50,000 truck and SUV with lower horsepower. These people are trying to get to 250,000 cars a year. And in order to do that, they need to make the price more accessible because the R1S that I ordered is 85 grand. So if they could push the price all the way into the 40s, they're going to expand their potential consumer base. And this is where it gets really interesting. Eventually, I think we find ourselves with Rivian in a scenario a lot like Tesla. They're going to have a cheap option and an extremely expensive option of the same car. And for me, that's extremely important. Hey everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt your Rivian video. Hey, do me a quick favor, subscribe to the channel. I'm popping out content like this all the time. Anyways, back to the video. Number 2, we are gonna have to pay more for shit. That's right, guys. In their S1 filing, they talk about additional monthly recurring fees that we're gonna have to pay for. Namely, their autonomous driving, which over 10 years of ownership should amount to $10,000, and their infotainment, cloud updates, storage, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. That's $5,500 for a grand total of $15,500 over 10 years. Now this is, you're like, Mickey, it's not that much money. Listen, Johnny, you're right, but you should know about it. It comes out to $1,500 a year or $129.17 a month. Which honestly, for what you're getting with autonomous driving and all of the features, all the tech features within the car is quite awesome. It's actually quite the value. Just think about that for a minute and know that if you buy one of these cars, you can expect a $130 bill a month in addition to everything else you're paying. Number 3, you ain't going on no road trips this year. That's right, guys. Look, they don't have the charging infrastructure in place to allow you to go on long journeys and charge your car over and over again. As a matter of fact, I read within their S1 doc that they have 24 Rivian Adventure Network fast chargers. So a fast charger, for those of you that don't know, is a charger that charges at 200 kilowatts an hour, which is
later that same evening
140 miles of range in 20 minutes. But there's only 24 of them. 24 of them, and they are centered in areas with the most pre-order concentration. So at this stage, you're like,
oh shit, with 24 chargers, I'm not going to be able to charge this car at all. I have to get the home charger.
Well, not necessarily, because they also have something called a Rivian Waypoint. And a Rivian Waypoint, it's those little chargers that these electric manufacturers partner up with supermarkets and different shopping centers to put them up on the wall and let the electric consumer come and charge their vehicles. So right now they've got 145 of these across the nation. But the beauty of it is that they plan on, and this is where it gets super super crazy. 3,500 Rivian Adventure fast chargers or 600 locations across the country. Now they plan to finish this by 2023, which leaves people like me that are gonna get the car in sometime 2022 without the ability to go on these long journeys. But they also plan to scale out 10,000 Rivian Waypoint chargers in the same time frame. So for those of us getting the car in 2022, by the end of 2023, almost 2 years later, we should have our charging needs met. I hope that it happens faster, and thank God I'm in a big city, Miami, where these things are probably gonna scale even faster. But those of you in smaller cities, you're gonna be forced to charge the car every single day at your home. Number 4, if your ship breaks, get ready to be without a car for an extended period. That's right, guys. In the beginning, there are only 20 service centers around the entire country. If your car breaks, especially somewhere remote, get ready to not be able to get the level of support that you can expect from a company like Tesla. So this is all fixed as long as the car is good in 2022 and 2023, because by 2023, we should have 120 service center. But more importantly, and something that I think is super brilliant on their part, they're gonna have 1,000 mobile service units. Basically, a van that has everything the technician needs to fix 95% of the issues with your car. And those vans, you'll be able to get one of them to come to your home or place of business right from the app. They'll get there, they'll do the service, and then they'll leave. The beauty of this is that they come to you and they eliminate the time it takes you to take your vehicle to a service center, which for any of us that have done it is an absolute pain in the ass. I mean, I can tell you when I had my McLaren, I spent more time in the service center than I did driving the car, and that was perhaps the most frustrating thing in the world. And to be frank, the issues that I was experiencing were mostly little rattles, a windshield, things that somebody could have fixed coming to my office, coming to my home to take care of it. So the fact that these guys are gonna offer 1,000 people, to me is a huge benefit. And honestly, that alone makes me wanna get the vehicle more than anything. Apart from the power and the off-road capability, the fact that I'll be able to go on a little app and go, come to my house, and somebody shows up, fixes my car and leaves, and I don't have to waste time, that is invaluable. Point number 5, and perhaps the most important, is that we haven't proven that Rivian can do this in the first place. We're sitting with a company that's labeling themselves as an extreme growth company, $80 billion valuation, right? They've got this extreme potential to take over the world just like Tesla did, but they haven't executed on that vision yet. In terms of what I know, nobody I know has got one of these cars. I haven't received mine, right? That means that of the 48,000 pre-orders that have been submitted, a small minority have actually been received. Not only have they not been able to scale out their manufacturing and their production, but they haven't scaled out the service centers. They haven't scaled out the charging stations. These are things that they need to work on. And unless they're able to do these things, the company could crash and burn. And that's perhaps the scariest part of all, because the car is not a cheap proposition. It's upwards of $80,000. Now I know to some of you that's chump change, but to most of us, we can do a hell of a lot with that much money. Anybody who signs up for this right now is taking a risk. But I think, and in my heart I believe, that this is a risk worth taking, because these vehicles, should they work, are going to transform the world. And based on what I read in that S1 document about the team, about the CEO, about how they solve problems, I have no doubt that as long as they don't run out of money first, which I don't think they will because Amazon and other big companies are backing them, but as long as they don't run out of money first, and they're gonna change the world for the next 50 generations to come. Now guys, I don't know if you agree or disagree with any of these things. The whole purpose was to bring light to the things going on at Rivian, because honestly, I am a fanboy at this stage. I'll let you know when I actually get the car how I feel, but right now, I'm super hyped. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, if you agreed or disagreed or want to comment on anything that I missed on the S1 filing, go down below. Give me a little comment, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, whatever. Just interact with me, guys. I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care.